Something very special and incredibly exciting has happened in my life in the last few months. Something that, as a dad, is the most priceless thing in the world. My 10-year-old daughter and I have found something that we have really connected over. We've only released a music album together. The band is called Claws. The album is called Rich in Red. And I'm finally ready to tell you a bit about it. The process of making it has brought me more joy than I can describe. And well, just to get you in the mood, listen to this.
Kitty. You think you've got me cornered in the alleyway, but darling, I own the night.
First question. If you don't know already, see if you can guess how it was made and why I'm so excited about it.
Claws out. Velvet paws on the concrete jungle floor. I'm sneaking in through the locked back door. You set the trap, you laid the bait, but you're about 5 minutes too late. Too late. Eyes going green in the neon light. Angels got the hill, but she bites tonight. 1 down, 8 to go. Watch the way the story flows. I don't break, I don't bend. I'm a nightmare, I'm your best friend. Yeah, I got 9 lives, baby, and I'm only on 2. Nothing you can say, nothing you can do. I land on my feet, rhythm in the street, sharpest set of claws that you'll ever meet. 9 lives, honey, don't you push your luck.
Worked it out, yeah?
Lives, honey, don't you push your luck. Look at the way I walk till I'm head high. Glitter on my whiskers, fire in my eyes. Celine on the beat, making hard skip. Try to catch me slipping, I never trip. Curiosity killed the cat, that's a fact. But satisfaction brought me back. Leo with the attitude, painting it red. Living rent free inside your head. Now.
Okay, so this album has been made with AI. This is AI music. Now, there has been some human input, some creative choices made by carbon-based life forms, and I'll explain those to you, but the vocals, the instrumentation, and the melody choices are all AI.
I got 9 lives, baby, and I'm only on 2. Nothing you can say, nothing you can do. I believe rhythm in the street, sharpest set of claws that you'll ever need. 9 lives, honey, don't you push your luck. 1 life left for you. Better run. Hiss. Claws.
Now, regardless of what you think about AI music or this style of music in general, you got to admit, this is amazing, isn't it?
Echoes. Echoes.
And today, I want to ask a big favour of you.
Is anybody there?
I want to conduct an experiment. Now, we're never going to crack the big time. I've already learned that you have to pay big bucks to promote an act on the streaming sites. That's how they make their money. But I wonder whether, together, we can create enough listens to, well, give the algorithm a little tickle.
I trace the promise on the window pane.
I would love for you to listen to a track or two, or even better, follow the band on your favourite streaming service. It would absolutely make my daughter's year.
Say the sharpest lights will cast the darkest shade, but I'm still reaching for the promises they made. We're running on the knife's edge of a golden age, just trying to turn a new world, untarnished page, but the horizon's just a mirage on a stage, and I'm still caught here in a gilded cage. They tell me, hold on, this is what you've earned.
There are 18 songs on the album. There's rock, there's ballad, there's dance, there's electronic like this one, Gilded Cage. So take a listen wherever you get your music and let me know which track does it for you. I don't know whether you, my brilliant, sexy supporters, will be enough to make a difference, but if Spotify notices a few hundred new listeners in a short space of time, it might then think that Claws is worth recommending to other people. It's worth a try, isn't it? Okay, here's the story. I love music. I've always got music playing around the house. And one day, back in 2024, a song rolled onto the speakers and my daughter asked, "Who's this?" I said, "Why, do you like it?" And she said she did. And I said, "Well, it's Meatloaf," which made her laugh. And I explained that although he sounded like dinner, he was actually a very hairy and very sweaty man who used to scare me when I was her age. But over time, I realized that his songs were pretty beautiful. She seemed interested, so I played her some more rock music. I introduced her to one of the greatest guitar intros of all time, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. And I ended up making her a playlist of Van Halen and Dire Straits, Wheatus, Avril Lavigne, and the like. I was not going to pass up a chance to shape her musical tastes. Little did I know, though, that she was about to shape mine. My girl is really creative. She draws a lot, mainly cats, but other animals are available. But a few days after we'd rocked out to Meatloaf and Guns N' Roses, she shows me a picture that she's drawn. I say, "Oh, what's this?" And she says, "It's Claws." And she'd drawn a 5-piece female rock band. Importantly, each member was part human and part animal, of course. And that's not all. Now remember, she's just 8 at the time, but she has properly thought this through. CLAW and S are the initials of each band member. Celine, Lydia, Angel, Wester, and Satona. I mean, they're not even boring names. She's just so imaginative. My heart swells. I am so proud of her. Now, meanwhile, I have been looking into AI-generated music. And back in 2024, this was a little-known thing. It wasn't brilliant, but I decided to try and make a Claws song. So I gave the AI some details about the band, its members. I asked for a rock style, and it came up with this. Now, it's a bit crunchy. The vocals sound pretty auto-tuned, but you can hear that there's definitely something there. And over the next few months, on and off, we make a few more songs. And for Christmas, as a surprise, I put them on a CD for her. I print the album cover, and the very first Claws album has a run of exactly 1 copy. And to be honest, I thought that was that. Then we get to 2025. AI models are getting better all the time. And so I decide it's time to surprise my daughter. Claws are going to make a second album. And by this point, I know a lot more about how to make these AI models do what I want too. So first thing I need is a killer opening track. And so I get the AI to create a song about the band having had a first album. They've taken a break and now they are back for more. And this time they want to spread their love and music across the galaxy. Once it was ready, I played my little girl the song and her reaction was just one word, but it made my heart explode. She said, "Wow."
The world spun around, we played our sound. Felt the love in every town. A million voices, loud and clear, washed away all doubt and fear. We took a breath, a little time to let our stars realign. Did you think that we were
And so together, over the next few weeks, my daughter and I work on ideas for a few more songs in different styles. Some are hard rock, some are soft, some are a bit more electronic, and some are dance.
Hey! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go! 8 p.m. we shut the whole world outside. 5 separate mirrors, but the same fire in our eyes. Got the outfits picked, the matching swagger on. This ain't just a night, this is where we belong. The pressure's dropping, the rhythm's taking over. Can feel the bass line pulling us closer. Closer now, we hit the floor, you know we own the lane. Nothing can stop us when we say the name. We go wild, we move as one. 5 souls burning underneath the neon sun. Burn it up, then pay that heartbeat, body on the line. Yeah, we're yours in this moment. It's our time.
It is so easy to forget that this has been created mainly by AI. This is in no way what I would call unoriginal or robotic. I mean, listen to the breaks and drops that the AI has improvised and the really interesting melody choices coming up in the next verse.
Walk into the room and the energy shifts. They see the formation, they know the gifts. Left foot, right foot, always on the beat. 5 shadows dance and nobody can compete. No hesitation, just pure connection deep. The pressure's dropping, the rhythm's taking over. Can feel the bass line pulling us closer. Listen, we hit the floor, you know we own the lane. Nothing can stop us when we say the name. Go wild, we move as one. 5 souls burning underneath the neon sun. So pay the heartbeat, body on the line. Yeah, we're lies in this moment. It's ours, it's our time. This is our moment. We go still moving. Syncopated. Goodbye.
That was Neon Sun. That's the club hit. I can even picture the dance routine, for goodness sake. Honestly, I think I'm getting a bit carried away here. Like I say, this album is never going to be able to compete with the professional music industry. Big music, if you will. But we've tried to include a decent mix of styles, so hopefully there is a little something for everyone. And of course, no rock album would be complete without a couple of power ballads. So here's one I created specially for my little girl.
Jill sits by the window pane, watching the silver afternoon rain. A patience that the world can't break. So serene. She'll curl up in a patch of sun, a cat-like grace for everyone. Quiet kindness in all you make. Oh, Jill, you're a sudden spark, a whisper wish inside the dark. You move with an electric hum, and I just follow overcome. You make me laugh until I ache. Jill, for all the joy you make.
Now, by this point, I'm working with the AI to brainstorm lyrics. I knew what this song needed to be called, Jewel. I knew the sentiment. There were certain phrases that I wanted to include. And I could also ask for particular instruments, in this case, the flute and the harp. Now, I say ask for instruments. That's because this is generative AI and there's no guarantee you'll actually get what you ask for. This one did take a fair bit of back and forth, both with the lyrics and with the melody, but I think we got there in the end, and yeah, it really does perfectly capture my daughter in a song.
Some people walk, but you just glide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. From the pure, simple light you shine, and I'm so glad that you are mine. So glad you are mine.
And then, because she's brilliant and she loves drawing, my daughter decided that she was going to draw the album art for the second album. The picture's brilliant. It's called Rich in Red, and she's really getting into the concept of album art. This is the second album, so it shows that the girls are now rolling in the wealth that they earned from the first album. They're now rich. They're dressed in red. They're wearing red jewels. They're sitting on a red throne. And to be honest, I'm completely down with this. I mean, it's not quite Bat Out of Hell album art, but it's on its way. But then, my daughter drops a bombshell. She tells me that she wants to write the lyrics to the song Rich in Red. Now, this is terrifying, and I wonder whether you can work out why. I mean, I'm a loving dad, right? But I'm also a music geek and a slight control freak. And I am worried. She's 9 at the time. I'm not sure that she can write the lyrics for a good song. That's not normally a problem. You know, we write loads of songs and only the best ones will make it onto the album. But this is the title track to the album. So if she writes this, it has to go on the album. I mean, I can't honestly say, no, it's a great idea, my darling, but no, Daddy's going to have a go at this one. I just can't do that. So she wrote the lyrics to Rich in Red. Written down, they look weird, but that in itself is not a problem because a lot of great lyrics look weird when they're written down, but she has properly committed to some things in these lyrics. Now, she's looked at the way that Suno has produced lyrics in the past, and there are bits that are in brackets, and those represent ad-libs or shouts or harmonies, and she's included this sort of thing in the lyrics. She's actually locked in some oohs and some ahs and some repeating words along the way. I am really quite worried that this is not going to be good. But it turns out my daughter knows a hell of a lot more about writing lyrics than I do, because she absolutely nailed it.
Rich in red, time to dry my tears, time to face my fears, time to close our eyes, time to live our lives. Suffocated, knowing there's a voice in my throat, trying to keep me up, trying to keep me afloat. Echoing threats, stirring in my head. After a while I notice, whoa, I'm rich in red. Yeah, I'm rich in red. Gotta be rich in red. Gonna be rich in red. Rich in red.
Isn't that good? My daughter wrote all of those lyrics. The AI didn't touch them. It set those lyrics to music, fair enough, but those are her words. And I think the two of them, working in tandem, have produced a massive banger. Now look, there are some very famous songwriting duos in which one person writes the lyrics and then one sets them to music. Famously, Bernie Taupin would write song lyrics and then post them to his friend Elton John, who would come up with a tune. Now, I can never understand how that could work. Surely the writing of melody and the writing of lyrics would have to go in tandem. You know, as you change one, you'd have to change the other as well. And I'm sure a lot of songwriting does happen that way, but Rich in Red has shown me that a great tune does exist for most lyrics. Here come more of those oohs and ahs, by the way.
So we have to be, yeah, we have to be. Come on, we have to be. We have to be rich in. Yeah, I'm rich in red. Gotta be rich in red. Gonna be rich in red.
also think it's amazing how the AI hasn't just taken my daughter's lyrics word for word. It's kind of improvised around them. It's added or removed certain oohs and ahs if it makes sense to. It's ignored some of the words if they don't fit. And it's also added repeated extra lines itself. It does kind of feel like it has a feeling for what will work. I don't know why or how it decides to do this, but yeah, it works. So, I'm starting to get cocky. I've decided that I can write lyrics, I can come up with high concepts because I am a songwriter, darling. Inspired by my daughter's love of animals and also the fact that, well, she just is one. She really is a chaotic cat. I had the following genius idea. The band is AI, I thought. So why don't they sing about how being human, being wild, having emotions is better than cold computer logic? And because I think I am incredibly clever, let's call the song AI, Animal Intelligence.
You've got your cool down to a perfect science, a calculated look of calm defiance. You trace the angles, you play all the parts, but you don't have a clue about the language of hearts. Your careful logic is just criminal. Your intelligence needs to be more animal. You think you're so smart with that look in your eye, but we feel the thunder before storms fill the sky. This is our intelligent animal, a primal design. You can't learn to feel, but this feeling is mine.
This one took many goes through the AI before I got something that I liked. The main problem, I think, was after generating quite a few banging rock numbers by this point, everything it was spitting out was starting to sound very similar. And I did find myself wondering if the AI only had a very limited repertoire of chords and sounds for any given style of music. As we discussed in my recent AI masterclass, I felt I was stumbling around in the dark, trying slightly different prompts in case one came up with the goods. And after 20 attempts, it finally did.
So keep your composure, keep playing your game while we're lighting a fire and screaming a name. You'll be a memory, a footnote, a face. We're the main characters for the rest of our day.
Yeah, AI is another standard rock anthem, but again, it's added little tweaks and ad-libs that really do elevate it. Have a listen in a sec to the point where the drums just drop out for a beat, or the phasing of the vocals going into the chorus that follows that, a bit like Queen really. And in fact, the phasing of the instrumentation going into this next new verse.
You laugh at the right times, a perfect machine. You're bored and above this predictable scene. We get called too much, yeah, we get called insane. 'Cause we actually feel both the joy and the pain. Your little performance is minimal. Your intelligence needs to be more animal. You think you're so smart with that look in your eye, but we feel the thunder before storms fill the sky.
Look, I'm not a musician, I've never claimed to be, but when the AI adds these little additions, these flanges, these improvs, it really does make it sound more human. No, more animal.
Your intelligence needs to be more
not going to deny that AI music has been really, really divisive. As you can tell, I love playing with it. I think it's amazing how just maths can create things that look and sound so human. But there are plenty of people out there who don't want anything to do with this. It's not art, they say. Computers can't make art. In order to make art, you need to have had life experience. You need to put emotion into your work. You can tell what an artist was thinking and feeling, and you can feel the pain that went into that work. An AI doesn't feel. So, here's a quick story. Many years ago, I went to a local art exhibition, and there were some really weird works of art there, let me tell you. There was one painting which I can only describe as a massive childish line drawing of a face with lots of seemingly random words scribbled all around it. Now, lots of people were admiring it. They were stroking their chins and saying, oh, yes, very, very complex, very enigmatic. Yes, I can see the anguish. I can see the anger here. Now, it wasn't my taste, but I did find myself wondering what those words meant. What was the artist feeling? Was she compressing a terrible incident into one image? Well, it turned out that the artist was there. So for once, I had the opportunity to ask her. And I said, these words look really complex, really deep. What made you choose these particular words to put on this mysterious work of art? And you know what she said? She said, oh, I don't know, they're just random words I thought of at the time. Great. Now look, I've done enough self-improvement courses to know that if you don't know a person, you cannot read anything into their behavior, let alone their work of art. Anything you think you can see is all your stuff. Whether it's someone in front of you who you think has been a right a-hole, or an artist whose $1 million painting you're looking at right now, if it makes you emotional, if it raises something in you, it is all to do with you. And you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And a great artist will build in things that they know will trigger many people. But you have no idea what the artist was feeling. Any interpretation is based on your stuff, not theirs. Case in point, one of the songs that I created with my daughter for this album is called Five-Sided Heart. It's a song about friendship and about being there for each other. And the second verse is about how one of the group was having a bad time and everyone else looked after her. Now, someone in my life, someone really important to me, finds life quite overwhelming. They get really disturbed by loud noises, and noisy environments can really upset them. I think they've been really brave in coping in situations where most of us would be fine, but to them, it's really scary. And the second verse of Five-Sided Heart, well, it hit me really hard.
Angel once said, with a crack in her voice, that the world felt too loud, just a whole lot of noise. So we turned up the feedback, Wester hit a chord, drowned it all out. And we built her a fortress, made of freedom and choice. We're a five-sided heart, beating in time. You trace my fall line, I'll trace yours. It's no crime. Stronger together, we're a beautiful chaos, a perfect design. Yeah, five-sided heart, and your beat matches mine. We know the stories the others won't tell, secret victories, the private hell, safety net woven of inside jokes and unspoken hope.
To me, that means so much. It's like the song is written about this person who I know and love. It speaks to me because I know how hard the world is for this person sometimes. But it was just generated by a computer. So you tell me that AI can't trigger people's emotions. Oh, one brilliantly weird thing about this song, though. It did have what I'll call a little AI moment, which is a bit like a senior moment. For some reason, it misinterpreted a song instruction as a lyric. Don't know why. The final part of the song Construction says that the song ends with a final ringing guitar chord that fades out. Not only did it decide not to follow these instructions, but to sing them, but it also completely mangled them for no reason that I can determine. I decided to leave it on the recording. It is on the album.
That's a wrap.
Just as a little secret AI quirk.
Song ends with a final ringing guitar chord that loud.
Christmas 2025 rolls around and I take a listen to a lot of the new Christmas songs that have been released, and I say on social media that a lot of the lyrics seem like they're straight out of a rubbish AI. And then I realized I better put my money where my mouth is and see if I can do any better. So I asked AI for lyrics for a Claus Christmas hit. Again, I fed in information about the different characters in the band, and I think it came up with something that's far cleverer than some of the human-written Christmas cliches out there. I asked for Christmas instruments, I asked for a Christmas chord structure, and I gotta say, it came up with something that I think flattens everything else within a 50-mile radius.
Mistletoe, everything feels so right. So right. Lydia's spiking the eggnog, getting up to no good. West is tuning her guitar, rocking the neighborhood. Oh yeah. Forget the tinsel, forget the stars. This Christmas it's all about Santa Claus. We're making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and who's nice. You better watch out. Oh, Santa Claus. Town.
It has energy, all the Christmas feels, and bells. I love the bad girl rock vibe in the lyrics too. Like I say, it's paid attention to the different characters in the band. Lydia's spiking the eggnog, getting up to no good. Wester's tuning her guitar, rocking the neighborhood. And then there's the loud noise on top of the house.
Heard a clatter on the rooftop, a heavy stomping sound. Not the gentle pitter-patter of reindeer touching down. It's a rock and roll sleigh with flames painted on the sides. Celine's at the reins, taking us for a wild ride. Let's go!
By the way, I wanted to change a couple of the lyrics after this song had popped out of the AI. That is a nightmare. Now, in theory, you can get it to re-sing individual words and keep the tune, but in practice, it mangled it every time. So this song is actually a stitch together of all the bits that I could rescue, just in time for Christmas.
This Christmas, it's all about Santa Claus. We're making a list, checking it twice, gonna find who's naughty and who's nice. You better watch out. Oh, Santa Claus is coming tonight. Whoa.
Whatever time of the year you're listening to this, Merry Christmas. Okay, it's high time I addressed the elephant in the room. For generative AI to be able to do this, it's had to absorb an awful lot of training data. And that means it's listened to all the songs available online. Now, obviously, human musicians do not like this. They say AI has stolen their work. It's made copies of it into its training database without their consent. Now, that is a legal argument that may yet hold water, but I don't think it's the argument that artists really want to make. What they really want to say is, hey, this is not fair. Something that we thought only humans could do is now being done really well by machines. And look, my views on this are not going to go down well with anyone who wants to earn a living in the arts, but okay, here goes. All musicians have been inspired by other musicians all throughout history. New artists, established artists, and even the true greats will all surely say that their work was inspired by the stuff that they grew up listening to. And really, that's all AI is doing. It's listened to a lot of stuff and it's making new stuff based on what it's heard. Thing is, it's been able to listen to so much more music than any one human could in their lifetime. And of course, the problem is that AI is able to generate much more music than any human could too. According to Deezer, which is just one music streaming site, 50,000 AI-generated songs are being uploaded every day. That's a third of all music that's being uploaded to its site. We are drowning in AI songs, and many of them are mediocre. I might be biased, of course, but I think Claus is a cut above, but that's just me. So what does all this tell us? What has my experience been? Well, look, I have very shallow music tastes, but I think Claus have produced some bangers. But I acknowledge they are formulaic. The way AI works is it needs to train on a lot of data, so it can do very popular, traditional styles very well, but it will never be able to imitate brand new styles. You'll always have top artists who try new things and new production styles. If it's new, if there's not a lot of it out there for AI to swallow up, then AI won't be able to mimic it. But a lot of musicians who've been making middling songs, formulaic songs, filler album tracks, and even those 4-chord guaranteed hits, well, AI can do that now. The musicians who are going to be successful are going to need to be original and innovative, and they're going to have a connection with their fans. Fans will want to know their story. It feels like live performances will be increasingly important too. Honestly, I don't know where this is all going, but as for the question, can computers do art? And what is art? Well, I have this to say. I have loved creating this album with my daughter. I love the songs. My daughter loves performing the songs in my living room. But most of all, I love that this has brought the two of us closer together. And if you are at all worried about whether computers are stealing art from us, well, for what it's worth, this is my definition of art. Art is something that the artist does for themselves. Not for profit, for themselves. You do it for your own satisfaction. If other people like it, that's great. But if you go into art to make money, well, unless you are excellent, that's been automated. But if you make stuff and the process of making it is the thing that brings you pleasure, well, that's my definition of art. And that is something that computers can never take away from us.
From Celine, Lydia, Angel, Western, Satona. Every single song, every single night, we owe it all to you. You gave a voice to the wildest part of our